Welcome to part two. We're joined by Aaron from South Yorkshire. Don't forget to click on the link pinned up in the comments section. Uh, oh, there you go. Busy day today. Uh, so it's all good, isn't it? All good. Yes, Aaron. Women love him, men want to be him. How are you keeping anyway, Aaron? All right.
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, just this weather don't know what to do, does it today? So been for
Yeah.
car clean this morning, couldn't get it sorted, and I'm going to take my son to the gym in a bit, mate, because I'm
Hmm.
getting a bit bored.
Right. Uh, Moses Itauma. A lot of people making a lot of noise about him. Do you think it's without foundation at the moment? Because we've seen this many times with fighters, haven't we?
Yeah,
You know, he's had 12 fights. He's 20-year-old. Do you think it's looking like they're going to rush him because he's in the mix? He's ranked number one. Now they can't be putting him in with guys ranked 80 and 90 now, can they? He's got to step up if he beats White. Do you agree?
yeah, I do, mate. It's a little bit like Anthony Joshua's
Yeah.
situation when they stuck him in. They stuck him in a bit too early, and then you can never come back down from that level. Then can you?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
when he had that fight with White, didn't he, at British level, and he should have stayed around that for a little bit longer, Anthony Joshua. But the Charles Martin fight came up. I'm not saying he was much better than White, but that put him into world level then, didn't it? Technically on paper, because he got a basically a paper title. And then he was trading with Klitschko, and although it were an old, washed-up Klitschko, he nearly bit off a bit more than he could chew. And I just don't want Atuma to gut saying, "Why, mate? He's a very young kid. He's still developing. He's still getting his man strength, as Peter Fury says, and he's got a long way to go, mate, in game at heavyweight. So I don't think he's at his peak physically or skill wise. So there's absolutely no rush with him. Dillian White could be a step too far. I don't think he will be. I think he'll clean him out. But Dillian White's looking in great shape, and we know his history, don't we? So it's a dodgy one for me, mate. He could come up unstuck in that fight. He really could. So it'll give us a good gauge of where he's at, but don't rush him after that. If he wins in dramatic style, just keep him around that level for a little bit longer.
Yeah. AD Alapido's piped up and he said it's wrong for people to compare Anthony Joshua against John Coffey because Anthony Joshua is not a quitter and has never been a quitter. So is he saying the bar quit because they're all going around the issue of did he quit or not? Because if any of them say he did, they're out on their fucking ear, aren't they? From any
Yeah,
of that circle for access or whatever. I've noticed that Umar IFL Umar, Puppy Parsons, Coogan, Eddie Hills, the lot. None of them have said John Coffey quit. I'm saying he quit. B-side Bellew says he quit, and Big Conk Frotch says he quit. What do you say, Aaron?
well, I agree with B-side Bellew and Froch, but as you say, these people don't want to speak out because they don't want their nose pushed out at trough, do they? Bellew's already half on his way out anyway, since Eddie and Warren have teamed up. Warren's not a fan of him. They don't get on, so he's never going to be on his own shows with Warren. So he's already 1 foot outdoor anyway, Bellew, and he knows that. So he'll always stick it to a Warren fighter, won't he? But if it had been AJ, he'd have kept his mouth shut, wouldn't he? If AJ had, well, he has already quit for me against Ruiz. Um, so that's nonsense to start with. But they like to spin it their own way, don't they? Spin doctors, as you call them. It's whatever's good for goose is good for gander with them lot, isn't it?
Yeah. What about Joey Essex sparring Crusher Ben? What's all that about?
Yeah, to be honest with you, mate, as I say, I don't tend to watch a lot of this nonsense. If it's anything YouTubey, that kind of side of it, I don't listen to it. But I did catch you on about it the other day. So, I mean, listen, I've sparred professional lads in the past and got a good hiding. It happens, mate, in gyms, but he shouldn't be going out there and telling the world about it, obviously. But
Okay.
yeah, but how much of a spar was it? Do you know what I mean? Was it a bit of a body spar? Has he just roughed him up a little bit, or has he gone full on him? And if he's gone full at it, then and give him a proper good hiding, he's a wrong 'un, mate. There's no need for that, and he shouldn't take liberties like that with people, in ring. There's absolutely no need to do that. It's disgusting if that's the case.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Joseph Parker, 1 round in 17 months and he ain't got a fight lined up yet. Do you think he is too inactive to be messing with Itauma if they have to go at it for the vacant belt, or if he fights Usyk, Christmas time or after Christmas time, he'll have had like 1 round in 22 months, won't he? Do you think he needs
Mm.
a tick over fight, or do you think he can get it in sparring in gym?
No, I think they've put him on shelf, haven't they, mate, for a reason. He's not a big seller, and he is. I suppose if he's active, he's more dangerous. So it bodes better for them if they keep him out at ring and keeping him inactive. There's absolutely no reason he couldn't have picked up a couple of fights, or at least one after Dubois. Obviously, he had the Dubois one fall through, so you Bacoli, but yeah, I don't know where he stands really. I think he's just hanging on for scraps now, Parker, which is wrong because he does deserve a shot. But again, at the same breath, I don't want to see him against Usyk. It's a pointless fight. He'll get well beaten in that. So it's him and Itauma, isn't it? Winner of that, I guess. And
Well,
that's all
they've
it
got a
places you can
fight
go.
here that'd be a good one. What about John Coffey against the Toma?
Yeah, it's a good all English fight, mate. I think he's probably a little bit dangerous for Itauma at the moment. I mean, just going back to Parker for a second, why is it? I'd love to see him in with Caballel. Why not? That's a great fight.
Yeah. Nobody wants
That's a
that Caballel smoke, do they?
No one, mate. No one. He's a killer. That guy. Put him in with AJ. He'll absolutely destroy AJ Caballel.
Yeah, he will.
Three
Yeah.
4 round job, demolition job.
Yeah. It's okay. I agree. Eddie Hills, the 7-0 Iceman from Billericay ABC, 5 by way of. No footage, of course. Well, there is footage, just of him knocking Spotty Frank about, but it went to a points win. Right, Eddie's come out absolutely hammering Rodriguez Jr. for beating
Mm.
Yafai, but he's been cleared because he declared the drink he'd had before the fight, and apparently he'd had an issue in a fight before, but he's not convicted. So what's the problem? And Eddie's the last one to go on about drug cheats, isn't he?
Well, something I picked up on yesterday with Eduardo was apparently Eddie looked on BoxRec to see, looked at his previous contest, and he only found out after the fight and after all the shouting that there were an issue with the previous fight. Now, that's not doing your due diligence, is it, for your own fighter? If you don't know that, are you telling me he run aware of that, or did he half know he was?
Yeah. Well,
I'd be quite.
you
He's
never get
supposed to be main
involved
man
in
in
it.
boxing, knows everything, doesn't he? He's supposed to be best promoter in the world. So if he's best promoter in the world, why is he allowing his kid to go in there with someone like that? A very good young prospect, a world champion in the making, apparently.
Well, why didn't
Why is he
Eddie know that? He knows everything that goes on. He makes it his business to know. Now he's
exactly?
acting, he's cocking a deaf, and when they say, well, he was doped up before. But then again, I'm not so sure because Dennis didn't know that Liam Cameron popped for cocaine on the Sam Sheedy fight.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And he got a warning for it, and then he popped in the next fight, same thing. So for gentleman fight, so that's a no contest now. But the Sheedy one really should be a no contest as well, shouldn't it?
Well, it should be, mate. Yeah, but that's not going to be a no contest. Obviously, he's got away with he's got away with it then for declaring it, hasn't he? Because you never actually heard Eddie coming out shouting and screaming about making it a no contest either. But when it were Devon Haney, that was the first thing they're on about. It were a no contest within a couple of days, weren't it?
Yeah, he's not fought
We didn't,
since Devin Haney. He's still recovering from that beat down.
well, he has, hasn't he? He was terrible. He ran that show in New York, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's not
That.
looked same, has he? He's not looked same,
Oh
not
no,
fought to his usual standards, has he?
finished him, mate. Done.
Yeah,
He's been exposed, and I just don't see. I don't see. I mean, if you put him in with Tio, we'll absolutely destroy him.
yeah, yeah. I keep seeing a lot of Duke McKenzie. That he seems to be the go-to guy. I like him. Things he comes out with. Uh, Simon Jordan's going to him, picking his brains. I can see that, but they keep going on about this quit thing, and nobody really wants to come out and mention it. Duke McKenzie's saying he didn't quit. They're all playing the game, aren't they? All these who you'd think could come out and speak the truth. Once they get the foot in the door, they get a regular gig on talks. What have you noticed how Duke McKenzie's kind of like changed and is going a little bit the other way, softening up a bit? What do you think?
To be honest with you, I've not seen him on TalkSport that often because I try and avoid it really. But I do like a lot of what Duke McKenzie says and stands for. He's normally bang on the money, mate. Whenever he gives a fight prediction, you could follow it to the letter most of the time. He's very, very good, very knowledgeable. But then again, he's a freeweight world champion, mate. You know, he's not. You know, he sat there talking to Judge Jordan, who don't know first thing.
Look, he's a
So
freeweight world champion, right? And he's this go-to guy who's supposed to speak like we do, but a bit more elegantly than I do, because I am not a gentleman. How I get my point across. My theory or concept of my channel is simple. It's like two blokes who've had a few beers at the bar and they're out the brains and they're just chatting boxing. So Duke McKenzie, if you're telling me John Coffey did not quit in that fight against Usyk, his third quit, you are now in the liquor squad, and I am embarrassed to say that I was Team Duke McKenzie. It's in front of your eyeballs. When Bricktop's asked if he quit, have you seen what he's saying? Well, I need to speak to Daniel first to find out what's gone off. What's gone on? You've just seen it in front of your eyeballs. You see where I'm coming from, Aaron?
Yeah. I mean, what's his background with Dubois? Have they got some kind of friendship there or something? Have they trained together at some point?
Bricktop
it's
needs
like an old pals group.
Bricktop needs his dad and Dubois on side, so he can't say that. But he can say it about everybody else. But when it comes to his fighters, they can't speak it. It's like Bricktop turned around when Conor Benn failed. He says, well, where's the B sample? You've failed, haven't you? He was screaming that for 2 years until they were working with Matchroom. Why ain't he saying the same about Dennis McCann? Where's the B sample? That'll tell you the truth. It's silence yet again. McCann's starting his second year without a fight now. It was July last year when he tested dirty. And he's turning around McCann saying, well, I'm only one telling the truth here. Nobody's telling the truth because nobody's saying a fucking word.
This McCann nonsense, like, come out saying there's 8 issues or something like that, I've heard. And you stand where you stand. You failed the test. It's in your system. Forget the legal jargon and the loopholes. You're a dirty fighter. And that's, that urine sample says that. You are a dirty fighter. Your B samples failed as well. End of story. I don't want to hear about jurisdiction, legal loopholes, not sent this in time, not tick this box, not tick that box. It's absolute nonsense, mate. And it's just, all it is just getting around the houses and putting dirty fighters in there. And it's disgusting, mate. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a filthy sport. There's not a straight sport in the world, but boxing's right up there with cycling now.
Yeah. Okay, right. Big Meech, aka Anthony Joshua. Who's he going to fight next now? Because he's wrapped in cotton wool. They're talking Yoker or Jake Paul. Who do you think it's going to be?
May probably not be either of them, though, will it? Just chatting nonsense, just trying to keep him a bit relevant. I mean, he come out and said he were on about retiring the other day with that post he put on Instagram story about going to throw his last punch this year and not, whatnot. Thank you to Matchroom and blah blah. Yeah, Yoker, he's a guy who got beat by Carlos Takam. He had to take drugs to flog Dave Allen. Yeah, he won a gold medal. God knows how. He should never have won a gold medal in a million years. Joe Joyce beat him handily in that final. So we're going to dine it out on the fact that they're both gold medalists, aren't they? I imagine it's not a bad talking point, I guess, to sell a fight. But we know truth. Really, he's not much top Yoker. But like we've said all along, anybody in that top 30 could give him a run for his money. I believe he's that far gone now, AJ, and he's very inactive also.
Yeah, he is, mate. Isn't he?
Yeah.
At this rate, he's going to be like Fury. Oh, I need a warm up. I need an easy warm up.
I mean, if they're calling Yoker a warm up, they might come unstuck. You know what I mean? You can't overlook anyone in this division, mate. They're all dangerous, I guess. But Yoker really is at a level. I believe he's a C-rate heavyweight, to be honest with you. So realistically, AJ should be beating him, but I don't think he'll look great in doing so. He'll be very tentative, I think, and you might see it go points and AJ, win by 4 rounds or something like that. Maybe it'll be a complete shutout. I don't know where Yoka's at now because I've not watched him since he failed the test. But he certainly got tuned up by Bacoli and Takam, so it gives you an indicator that he's not going to cause AJ much bother.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Do you think AJ's shot to death now then?
Yeah, and as I said previously, I've never really rated him that highly. Anyway, AJ, he's had a good career. Don't get me wrong; he's done well. He's won titles. We can't knock him for that. He's overachieved, I believe. But yeah, he's done, mate. I think right in rock wall. When you look at him in that fight against Elanius, mate, he looked off pace there. He were getting jabbed up by Elanius, and as I say, he's probably a D-rate heavyweight, isn't he? So yeah, I think he is done, mate. To be honest with you, and it's just a case now of guiding him through murky, dangerous waters to Tyson Fury, because Fury's just holding him up, mate. Make no bones about that. Fury knows he's done, and he knows another year on AJ will just be an easy rollover for him. It'll be easy enough now, but I think Fury just wants an even easier one. And if he can keep him inactive and mess him around for another year, he will do. He's pretty clever at it, Fury, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I wonder if the Ricky Hatton comeback's off because it's been took off BoxRec now.
That's it.
Yeah, it's been took off BoxRec.
Right.
So I'm just
Well,
his last fight were Senchenko, but they had that dude on, didn't they? For the last few weeks, we've had him on, haven't we, as his next opponent in December and all that. But it looks like it's pie in the sky, a bit like when he were going to fight Robin Reed and he messed Robin about and stuck knifing on Robin Reed. Changed it to a Barrera, didn't he? After Robin's mate ended up losing 10 grand on Manchester Arena.
well,
So
I didn't know that,
yeah,
mate. I weren't aware
that's
of
a
that,
true
but
story, that mate. That's a true story.
yeah.
Robin
All I do know,
put that out there.
sorry, I didn't know that, mate. But all I do know is that Ricky Hatton's been in a beef for last week. So, is that good preparation for a fight for a
Not
47-year-old man?
not really. But you'd think he'd try and take that bit of flab off before he goes into camp in about October, wouldn't you? Beginning of October. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
mate, I'm not going to say much, but he had his ways to take it weight off.
Yeah, he
He
did.
has his ways.
He did. Okie dokie. Well, listen, I know you've got to get off because it's 22. But listen, you take care, Aaron. Thanks for coming on.
No, thank you, mate. Thanks for having us on again, Russ. Enjoying it, mate. It's good to chat.
See you again. All right, mate. You take care. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, pal. See you later, bud.
Bye. That were Aaron from South Yorkshire, I think. Women loving men want to play golf with him. That's about it, really. Saturday now, I've got that Saturday feeling. So go on, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to click the link in the comment section pinned up at the top. It'll take you straight to the website for human nutrients. Go have a little look at that. Booyaka. Pop, pop, bang.